April Kauffman was a well-known radio personality and businesswoman in Linwood, New Jersey. She was also a passionate advocate for veterans, using her platform to support military causes and speaking frequently at community events. Outspoken and energetic, April was beloved in her community for her generosity and charisma. She had been married to Dr. James Kauffman, a respected endocrinologist, for nearly a decade. To outsiders, they appeared to be a successful and stable couple. But behind the scenes, their marriage was unraveling. April had confided in friends that she wanted to divorce James, citing years of controlling behavior and verbal abuse. She also began to suspect that he was hiding something darker. On the morning of May 10, 2012, April's body was discovered in her bedroom. She had been shot multiple times. The scene suggested a targeted attack. Nothing was stolen. There was no sign of forced entry. Her husband, James, claimed he had left the house early to go to work and had no idea what happened. Suspicion quickly fell on James, but there was no immediate evidence to link him to the murder. He appeared cold and detached during interviews and showed little emotion at his wife's funeral. Investigators began to dig deeper into his personal and professional life and uncovered disturbing connections. James Kauffman had ties to the Pagan Outlaw Motorcycle Club, a notorious criminal organization involved in drug trafficking and violence across the East Coast. As an endocrinologist, James had the ability to prescribe opioids, and according to investigators, he had been running an illegal pill mill in cooperation with members of the Pagans. April had allegedly discovered the operation and threatened to expose him, especially if he tried to block the divorce. This revelation changed everything. Detectives now believed that April had not just been a victim of domestic conflict, but had been silenced to protect a criminal enterprise. The case became more complex, involving both federal and local law enforcement agencies. It would take years to build a case. In the meantime, James continued practicing medicine and fought any attempts to implicate him. But behind the scenes, authorities were gathering witness statements, cell records, and surveillance. A break came in 2017 when a man named Ferdinand Augello, a known pagan affiliate, was arrested on unrelated drug charges. Facing serious time, Augello began to talk. He claimed that James Kauffman had asked him to find someone to kill April. According to Augello, James feared losing his fortune and freedom if April went public with what she knew. Augello recruited another man, Francis Mulholland, to carry out the murder. Mulholland allegedly entered the Kauffman home and shot April in exchange for payment in pills. He died of a drug overdose in 2013, never facing justice. Armed with this information, authorities arrested James Kauffman in June 2017 during a dramatic standoff. He pulled a gun on law enforcement during a search warrant execution, but was disarmed and taken into custody without shots fired. In January 2018, while awaiting trial, James was found dead in his jail cell. He had taken his own life. Ferdinand Augello was charged with murder and racketeering. His trial took place later that year. Prosecutors laid out the entire conspiracy, detailing how James Kauffman orchestrated his wife's murder through criminal contacts to keep his operation hidden. The jury found Augello guilty and he was sentenced to life in prison plus 30 years. April's daughter, Kimberly Pack, who had long suspected her stepfather's involvement, spoke publicly after the verdict. She called her mother a hero for trying to do the right thing, and said justice had finally been served.